Start with keep your head. Did anyone get the meaning for the idiom keep your head?
I think keep your head mean keep calm.
Yep. Did you guess or did you look that one up?
I look up.
Okay, good. Yes, so keep your head just means to keep calm. Okay, good job. Okay, so when you tell someone to keep your head, you're just telling them to be calm. Stay calm, don't panic. All right, Greg, lose your head. What do you think that one might mean?
But we could lose control and maybe hit anything and go mad, or in British, mental.
Lose control or go mental. Okay, good job. Thank you, Greg. So if keeping your head means to keep calm, then the opposite of that is losing your head, which means to lose control. Get a head start. What do we think that one might mean? Bao Chang, what do you think get a head start means? Do you think get a head start means to be ready on time or maybe to be ready early?
To be ready on time.
Okay, that would be a regular start, but a head start might mean
Be early.
So we'll say get a head start just means to get an early start. So to get a head start on the day, I'm going to wake up early, I'm going to eat my breakfast, brush my teeth, and be early for school or work or whatever. Did anyone get a different meaning for get a head start? It can mean another thing as well. Amy, what do you think?
It is a start a new thing or job.
Not really to start something new. It's more to start something early. Say, Belle, do you have any ideas?
Yeah, I think it is like just with your head, like wake up and you are like do a great job in your day, and you will not be like sleepy.
Okay, so we know it means get an early start to something. It could be your day, it could be your work, whatever it is that you're doing. Okay, so get a head start can also mean to have an advantage. Okay, so if I have an advantage, then that means something is easier for me than it is for other people. So if I'm in a race, let's say Minkhang and I are in a race, and I'm gonna get a head start. So I get to start the race 10 seconds earlier. So I have the advantage. So Minkhang, if I get a head start on our race, and I get to start 10 seconds earlier than you, who do you think is going to win the race?
You.
Me, because I have the advantage. So I've gotten a head start on our race. Thank you, Minkhang. All right, over your head. What do we think this one means? Over your head. Not Ming, what this one mean? Let's think, if something is over my head, am I going to really understand it?
No.
Nope. So when something's over your head, that just means to not understand something. Not understand. Did anyone get a different answer for over your head? So if I tell you a joke and you don't understand that joke has gone over your head. Okay, what about head in the clouds? P, what might this one mean?
Not pay attention.
Not pay attention. So when your head is in the clouds, you're not paying attention. Good job. Okay, so we were supposed to write sentences using these idioms. So who has a sentence for us? Ben, did you write any sentences?
A girl had her head in the clouds, so she couldn't answer the question that her teacher told her.
Okay, so the girl had her head in the clouds, so she couldn't answer the question. Very good, Ben. Let's do another one. So we know that keep your head means to keep calm. So when might someone need to keep their head or keep calm?
When they're angry.
Okay, so how can we write this in a sentence?
My mom was angry, so I told her to keep calm.
What do you think Mom would do if you told her to keep calm when she was angry? Do you think she'd listen or get angrier?
I think she'll listen more.
Good. All right, so my mom was angry, so I told her to keep her head. Okay, and then we can write it in a different way. My mom was angry, so I told her to keep calm. Okay, so now we have the sentences with the idiom and with the meaning. That is how we can use our idioms. We figure out the meanings of the idioms, and we can use them in the sentences. And then we can check our sentences by replacing the idiom with the meaning to see if it makes sense. But let's move on. We're going to talk about compare and contrast writing today. All right, so compare and contrast paragraphs. Who can read to us about compare and contrast paragraphs? Kwang Mi, can you read the first part for us, please?
Compare and contrast paragraphs. Tell how people things are alike and different. Details help explain the similarities and difference.
All right, good job. Thank you, Kwang Mi. So, compare and contrast paragraphs tell how two things are alike and how they are different. So we need details to help us explain similarities and differences. Minghai, when we compare two things, is that telling how something is similar or how something is different?
They are alike.
Yes, so when we compare, we are telling how things are alike. And when we contrast, Bebe, when we contrast, are we telling how things are alike or how they are different?
Different?
Yes, we are telling how things are different. Good job. Bebe, can you read parts of compare and contrast paragraphs, please?
An introduction tells what will be compared and contrasted. Details tell how the subjects are alike and different. Linking words connect the ideas. A conclusion sums up the paragraph.
Okay. So when we're writing our paragraphs, we need an introduction, details that tell things are alike and different, linking words, and a conclusion or an ending. Thank you, Bebe. So let's look at the example paragraph and see if we can point out all of the different parts. So I'm going to read and just follow along as I read, please. So Earth and Mars. In science today, we learned that Mars is like Earth in some ways, but different in other ways. Both planets orbit or travel around the sun. Like Earth, Mars has 4 seasons. Another way the planets are alike is that Earth and Mars have about the same amount of dry land. However, Mars is only about half as big around as Earth. So most of Mars is desert, but most of Earth is covered with water. The biggest difference is that humans can live on Earth. Humans can't breathe the air on Mars, so we can't live there. So even though the planets are alike in some ways, there are important differences between Earth and Mars. So from this paragraph, Kang Hwian, what is our topic? What two things are we comparing and contrasting?
Earth and Mars.
Yes, thank you, Kang Hwian. We are comparing Earth and Mars. So let's look at how these two are different and how they are similar. Let's talk about our similarities first. Can you tell me one similarity between Earth and Mars?
It orbits the sun.
Which one?
In the second paragraph,
One of them orbits the sun or both of them?
both.
Okay, so we're gonna put it in a Venn diagram. We're gonna break down our similarities and differences. So where would that one go? Under Earth, under Mars, or in the middle?
In the middle,
Both orbit the sun. Who can tell me another similarity between the two? Bokdai, can you tell me another similarity between Earth and Mars?
They both have 4 seasons.
Okay. So both have 4 seasons. Good job. Dinosaur, tell me another similarity, please.
Earth and Mars have about the same amount of dry land.
The same amount of dry land. Okay. Good job. Is there any more similarities between the two? You think? So we know they both orbit the sun. They both have 4 seasons, and they have the same amount of dry land. Okay. These 3 things go in the middle of our Venn diagram. Show what is the same. So now let's look at our differences. So what can we say about Earth and Mars how are they different from each other? Anna, can you tell me a way in that they're different?
Earth has people and Mars don't have.
Okay, good job. So if we go back to our Venn diagram, what can we put under the Earth part, Anna? What can I write here?
Earth has people.
As people. And what about Mars?
Mars don't have.
Okay, no people. We'll say people can't live on Mars. People can live on Earth. Okay, good job. All right, what was another difference between the two? Annie, tell me another difference, please.
Human cannot breathe the air on Mars.
All right, so we'll say on Earth, the humans can breathe the air on Earth, and humans cannot breathe the air on Mars. Okay, thank you, Vinny. All right, what's another difference? Greg, tell me, what's another difference?
Most of Earth is covered with water, and most of Mars is covered with deserts.
Okay, good job. Okay, thank you. All right, so we'll say most of Earth is covered in water, and most of Mars is desert. All right, Ben, tell me another difference, please.
The difference of Earth and Mars is only as big around as Earth.
All right, good job. Mars is half the size of Earth. Then, Minkhang, what does that make Earth?
Earth is bigger than Mars.
Can you tell me exactly how much bigger? We know that Mars is half the size, so that would make Earth what?
Bigger than
What it-
size of Mars.
Okay. We could say double the size of Mars. Okay, good job. So now we've taken our paragraph and we've created a Venn diagram to show the similarities and the differences between our two topics. Okay, so you're going to do this today for homework. You're going to choose a topic and then you're going to fill out a Venn diagram. So this will be the planning part of your paragraph. Okay, it's a good way to organize your ideas. And notice how my differences parallel each other. So when I talk about people can live on Earth, on the other side, people can't live on Mars. Okay, when I talk about humans can breathe air on Earth, on my other side, humans cannot breathe air on Mars. See, Zabao, would I say in a sentence, most of Earth is covered in water, but people can't breathe the air on Mars? Does that make sense?
Nope.
No, because they're talking about different details, right? So when
Yes.
when we're filling out our Venn diagram, we want to make sure our details are parallel for each other. Okay, they're exact opposites of each other for the differences. We're going to do a practice with our own Venn diagram now, and then we'll brainstorm some possible topics for your own Venn diagrams that you can complete for homework. All right, so we're going to compare and contrast elephants and lions. So who can tell me a similarity or a difference between these two? Chang, tell me a similarity or difference between elephants and lions.
So, elephants eat the plants and the lion eats meat.
Okay, good job. Elephants eat plants and lions eat meat. Good job. All right, who else can tell us something about these two? Well, me.
Elephants. Different from elephants and lions is lions have claws, but elephants didn't have claws.
Claws. Okay, and we'll say no claws. Okay, good job, Hwang Mi. Thank you. All right, who else has another one? Kwok Dai, tell me something.
Elephants have large ears, but lions have small ears.
All right, large ears. We'll say small ears. Okay. Dinosaur, do you have a similarity or a difference?
Like the lion is yellow.
Okay. Elephants are gray. So lions are yellow, like a yellowish brown. Okay, thank you, dinosaur. So that's how they look. Okay, so when we're thinking about similarities and differences, you can ask yourself questions. What do they look like? What do they eat? Where do they live? Right? Okay, so who else has one for us? Belle, tell me.
The lion was stronger than the elephant.
Do you think elephants are strong?
No.
No, really? I think elephants are very strong. So where would that go? We could still use this in our Venn diagram. Where would it fit? On the outsides or in the middle?
Both.
That would be in our both section. So in the middle, we could say strong. Okay, thank you, Belle. All right, what else? What do you think, Vinny? What is something that's similar? Think of where do these animals live?
The elephant live in sometimes in grassland.
Okay, yep. So both of these animals live in the grasslands. Okay, good job. All right, who else has something for us?
Lion have sharp teeth and elephants not have.
Okay. Okay, lions have sharp teeth. And elephants have, we'll call those molars. Those are teeth that animals use for chewing on plants. I'm gonna pick some from the chat that I saw. Say both of them are mammals. Okay. All right, so this is our Venn diagram here for elephants and lions. So do you see how we wrote down a lot of information? So when we go to write our paragraphs, we can just take this information and then make up sentences and put those sentences together, and we have our paragraph. So let's come up with some topics that we might want to use for our compare and contrast paragraphs. So first, I have a few topics already. So let's look at these topics and see, do we think these are good topics to use or not so good topics to use? So we have monkeys and pencils, reading and writing, boats and airplanes, airplanes and penguins. So can someone tell me, there's two topics on this page that would not make for a good compare and contrast essay? Ming, can you tell me which one might not be such a good topic?
Monkeys and pencils.
And why do you think that wouldn't be so good to use?
Because pencils are non-living thing and monkeys are living thing.
Right, those two topics are way too different to be writing a compare and contrast paragraph, right? No one really cares about the differences or the similarities between monkeys and pencils. They're too different, okay? Good job, Not Meng. Who else sees another one that might not be so good? Anna?
Airplanes and penguins.
And why might those two not be so good?
Because airplane is a non-living thing and penguins are living things.
Okay, thank you, Anna. So those topics are also way too different from each other. And what about boats and airplanes? Faye, what do you think? Boats and airplanes. Do you think that one's good or not so good?
Good.
Good. Okay. Why do you think? Yep, you're correct. Why do you think that would be a good topic to choose?
Because they could both transport people.
Yep, they're both forms of transportation. So that would be another good topic to choose. All right, so let's come up with some of our own. You can choose these if you like, and then let's see if we can come up with some other topics. So who has another topic that they might want to do? When we're doing compare and contrast essays, let's choose topics that we like, because we have to do some research, maybe some reading in books or looking on the internet for facts. So choose a topic that you like. So who has an idea for us? Jenny?
It can be pizza and hamburger.
Pizza and hamburgers. All right, thank you. Amy, what do you think?
Fish and reptiles.
Fish and reptiles. Yeah, that's an excellent one. Nang, what else might we want to choose?
I think amphibians and mammals.
Okay, amphibians and mammals. Okay. That will be a good one to do. Zabao, what else do we think?
Smartphones and tablets.
Smartphones and tablets. Okay, good job. All right, so I think we have a lot of topics here. So another one was mammals and birds. We also have, let's say, playing outside and reading was one. Another one might be cats and dogs. All right, so all good topics. So you can choose one of these topics, or you can come up with another one on your own. But make sure you don't want your topics to be too different from each other, right? Like we wouldn't want to do smartphones and birds or reading and hamburgers. Those topics are too different from each other. Okay, so I'm gonna send this list home so you can choose. Also have meat and vegetables is another good one. All right, and then choose a topic, and then you're going to fill out a Venn diagram to show similarities and differences.